Could we see the Denver Broncos reunite with a former draft pick and Colorado native? But before we talk about that, guys, I want to shout out the affiliate partner for today's video, Whitebeard Signworks. Use code BS30, link in the description below, to save off your first purchase on authentic NFL LED team logo signs, just like this really cool sign behind me. Again, that is code BS30, link in the description below, to save off your first purchase from Whitebeard Signworks. Thank you so much to them. And now back to your regularly scheduled content. I want to go ahead and bring in this article here from Eric Trickle of Mile High Huddle. And the player that we are talking about is none other than former 2019 second round pick and Wiggins, Colorado native Dalton Risner. Risner was on the Minnesota Vikings for the past 2 seasons after being a 4-year starter for the Denver Broncos. It was hopeful back in 2019 when the Denver Broncos drafted Risner that he would become a 10-year All-Pro starter for them at left guard. Unfortunately, things just did not work out that way. Risner kind of regressed every single season, going back from his rookie season where he played really well. It looked like that was going to be the outcome, was he was going to turn into an all-pro player. But unfortunately, he started to regress. The injuries started to stack up, so the Denver Broncos ended up replacing him with Ben Powers in free agency. After spending the last 2 years in Minnesota, Risner is now looking for a new home after the Minnesota Vikings elected to replace him with a high-priced free agent in Will Fries. So, where is Risner going to go? He recently spoke on a TikTok live and was asked that very question. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Dalton here.
Yeah, Minnesota has shown interest in bringing me back, but only to an extent. I mean, they went out and signed a guard for a lot of money, so it'd have to be the other side of the ball. And Blake Brandel's a heck of a football player, so I don't know what their plan would be with me, but if they're willing to work with me, I'm willing to work with them because I love Minnesota so much, and that's saying something. I would not say that for every team. I'm not on a team right now, Kylie, but I will be on a team soon, I could imagine. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's the Minnesota Vikings? Do you guys think it's back to Denver? Do you guys think it's the Cincinnati Bengals? I don't know. If we get over 150 people on here, maybe I'll break some news. That'd be fun. McCarthy MVP. I don't know. Maybe I am.
Okay, so that's the last of the discussion with the Denver Broncos, but Risner said that he is in talks with multiple teams and he imagines to be signed soon. I don't know if he's in talks with Denver or if he's just mentioning Denver because I believe he's still in the area. Obviously, he is a Colorado native, has deep ties to the Denver Broncos, so I don't know if he's actually talked to the Denver Broncos. Remember, Sean Payton arrived and immediately elected to move on from Dalton Risner. He's got connections with George Payton, but the entire regime that drafted Dalton Risner is no longer here in Denver. So I don't know if this is just Dalton Risner spitballing here or if he's actually gotten some interest from the Denver Broncos. As far as Dalton Risner's level of play last year, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't really anything special. So when you look at his PFF grades, run blocking left a lot to be desired, 58.8. That is definitely a mid run blocking grade, and that's kind of been the theme throughout the entire course of his career. He's been subpar as a run blocker, and that was actually one of the positive traits for him apparently coming out of college. He was supposed to be a really good run blocker, and he just never materialized into that. So you look at his pass blocking grades, though. Last year, he actually had the best pass blocking grade of his career. He started at right guard for a good chunk of the season for the Minnesota Vikings after they decided to bench Ed Ingram. And I do think Dalton has proven that he's a fringe starter, maybe a really good backup. Obviously, 2 teams now have elected to move on from him and sign high-priced free agents to replace him. So, I don't know, man. I don't think Dalton Risner is going to find a lot of starting work in the NFL. Cincinnati might actually be the best spot for him if he wants to find a starting job because they are desperate for interior offensive line help. As far as the Denver Broncos depth chart is concerned, obviously they have a pair of starting guards in Ben Powers and Quinn Miners. But when you look at the depth behind them, you've got Calvin Throckmorton as your main swing guard, and he's fine. He's solid, nothing to write home about. But after that, it's Nick Gargiulo and Will Sherman. So if Dalton Risner doesn't get any opportunities to start, maybe he does decide to stay home and come back to Denver and be a swing guard for the Denver Broncos. Again, I don't know what level of interest there is from Denver to make that happen, but Dalton seems to be interested. Anytime Dalton Risner speaks, it's almost like listening to a politician speak. He's always going to deliver the company line, and sometimes he'll deliver BS for the company, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe here with Dalton Risner. Maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. But if he does come back, he'd be a swing guard for the Denver Broncos. Really solid depth. I would ideally not like to see him on the field starting, though, because Dalton Risner is a starting guard. Yeah, not great, Bob. All right, guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And let me know in the comment section below, guys, how would you feel if the Denver Broncos were to reunite with Dalton Risner as a backup swing guard? And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.